Well, welcome to another exciting and invigorating video from Chappy, from Chappy's Travels. And what I decided to do on this one here, I've headed out to Central West of New South Wales, that's right. So I'm going to run through a few videos. This is series one, or number one of the series, of budget caravanning out in the Central West. And man, there's plenty you can do at a good price. You don't have to spend plenty of money. But as you can see here, we're in Parks, that's right. That's Henry Parks behind us. So I'm going to take you for a 3-day tour around Parks where you can do it on a budget and have a great time. But let me tell you, I've got some great things coming for you. So hang on and let's get this happening. Now before we kick off, I've got to take off the travelling hat, that's right, and put on the tourist hat or the party hat. Now that feels better, doesn't it? Now, here we are in Parks, like I said, 4.5 hours inland from Sydney. It's a part of the Central West to which we're going to be touring around. I've got 2 or 3 weeks before I pick up the cheese and missus, the love of the wife, who's in Sydney. So Chappy, the dog, and I thought we'd travel around Australia, not around Australia, we're doing that, travel around the Central West and check out what is great out here. I've lived out this way before, but I've never really taken notice of any of the town. Our first budget stop here is in Parks, and they've named it, the namesake, over Sir Henry Parks. But before they named it after Parksy, it was called Caravan, after all the Caravan trees in the area. There was plenty of them way back in, well, from the year dot, okay? And then it was also named Bushman after a mine out this way. Because as you're well aware, a lot of Australia only got established because of the gold. What else would we humans want to get involved with? But I'll tell you what, we're staying out at a place, Silverdale Camp. It's only 4 minutes by car out there, or if you've got a push bike, you can get in here in 12 minutes. I don't know about walking, but I'm not going to give it a go. Anyway, we're going to head around. I've told you a little bit about Parks. It's a population of 9.5, nearly 10,000, but I tell you what, it's as busy as a town of 30,000. If you're caravanning out here, you got your tyre shops, you got your mechanics, you got your auto electricians, you got your Coles, your Woolworths, all the grocery stores and all the specialist stores you need. So it's all here for you. But I'm going to take you out and show you some exciting things that happens here in Parks. And in particular, the festivals and also some history. Speaking of history, yeah, Tommy Emmanuel, the guitarist, he did all his schooling here. That's right, Tommy Emmanuel, the guitarist and well known, did all his schooling here in Parks. And I don't know if you ever watched the movie Breaker Morant. That's right, that Australian movie in the Boer War. Well, Breaker Morant was actually born in this town as well. He was an army officer and then went down for a war crime. He was shot. But was it a war crime, or did he not just have an officer to back him? Because in that Boer War, some horrible things happened. Anyway, let's head off. I'm going to show you a couple other things here that you could just walk around and do. Let's go. Righto, we cracked all about Parks and what's going on and how Henry Parks was out here. But before he came out here, it was called Caravan because of all the trees, Caravan trees out here and Bushman. And yeah, our next stop here is Uncle Elvis here, Elvis Aaron Presley. Did you know every January, which is the bloody hottest month of the year out here in Parks, they hold a massive festival. Now the Elvis festival out here, you get all the crazies, which is great because you've got to be crazy in this life. But anyway, they get out here and they dress up and it's one big party. Like the population from 10,000, I reckon, triples, even quadruples. You cannot get accommodation as normal. They come by trains from Sydney, from Brisbane, from Melbourne, from Perth, all over Australia for the Elvis Festival, which is an icon in Australian tourism. Yep, this is his statue and I'm in Cook Park here where I reckon it all happens. It's got to happen here, that's what the locals tell me. And how good is it that you can still get out there and have a lot of fun? But anyway, we're here for budget caravanning, and you can bring your kids here to this park. We've got public amenities here and they're bloody clean. It's a beautiful park to walk your dog around, for the kiddies to have a play or for you to have a picnic lunch. And just opposite us here, we have a laundromat, public laundromat, so you can throw your wash and get it done, come across here to Cook Park and have a great time. Also, there's a kebab van, which is open basically every evening. It's one of those little hotspot things just across the paddock here, across the road, where you can also get a feed. How good is this bloody town? And I just thought it was a bush town. No, this park is a bloody ripper. Especially when you got people like Elvis Presley in the background. You gotta love Elvis. Now how exciting is this here behind us? The 64-metre dish. That's right. You probably heard of the movie, The Dish, which was a bit of a comical description of what actually happened back in 1966 when Australia was at the forefront of communications between the Apollo 2 up there near the moon, wherever it was, back down to here to Australia and then transmitted back to the US because they couldn't communicate with us. That's right. Only about 20 kilometres out of Parks, you come out here, and what a bloody beautiful drive it is as well. On the way, a lot of cropping out there. Absolutely stunning here, and once you get here, it's fantastic. We've got the two Visitors Information Centre inside to which you can go in, have a look around, and yeah, she's open. They don't like Wi-Fi going or using your, your phones, because it's still in operation. That's right. It's been going for 40 years. How good is it? But yep, this is the dish, 64 metres. And I remember, I think they swung a golf club in it, didn't they? I'm sure they did in that Aussie movie. But she's a bloody beautiful spot here, owned by the CSIRO. That's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? But you've got to get yourselves out here, you really do, because this is a fantastic place and it has a lot of history and it has a lot of links to it in other areas as well. So here we are, as I said, just out of Parks, about 20 minutes or 20 kilometres at the CSIRO Observatory Centre, where we've got the radio telescope, the dish. Let's go in and have a look, okay? Now guys, here we are on Memorial Hill in Parks, and this is a must. You can walk up there, it's a beaut walk from town like we did here, and you get to look at a lot of good places. The kids will love it. There's a couple of old bloody artillery guns up here. In fact, the one behind me is an anti-aircraft gun. But what the big steal is, look over there, you can see for hundreds of miles, out into Orange, across into Dubbo, down to Forbes. You're looking across the Central Western Plains here, and it's an absolute stunner of a place. It's not a hard walk. There's a bit of a hill here, but it's not a hard walk. But what I've noticed here around Parks is they have a lot of paved, like hard surface walking tracks, which is absolutely fantastic if you're not too steady on your feet. The level of walking can get pretty hard, but majority of it I've noticed is rather flat, so that's okay. But getting out here and looking across this place here is an absolute ball terror of a bloody view. You don't get those views in Sydney. You don't get those views on the coast. You have the coastal views with your water, etc. But out here, you're looking across some fantastic cropping ground. And remember, this is where you get all your tucker from. It's amazing, isn't it? How good is this bloody place called Parks? And how good is it doing this caravanning on a budget? And it's child friendly. A couple of tables up here, you can hang out and have a look. But the War Memorial, standing up here, this lighthouse is a stunner. You can see it from down the street, but it's not until you get up here that you take in the full awe of the place, covering all conflicts. Now, we're not warmongering here, we're just remembering those who went before us so that we can do what we're doing right now. So what do you reckon about that? Hey, all this, budget caravanning, parks, you gotta love it. Gotta bloody love it, all right. Well, we might go down for a coffee now, I reckon. But before we do, I'm going to take you for a drive around the streets and just show you some of the infrastructure, the homes, and what's going on. So let's get going. Well guys, that's our trip around parks, and like I said, on a budget. And I like doing a budget because it gives you, or in our situation, more moolah to hit the local cafes, and there's plenty of them here, let me tell you, in parks. Had a comfortable 2-3 days here, staying out at Springvale Camp. As I said, it's only 4 minutes by car. If you've got a push bike, it's 12 minutes. And you're out of the hustle and bustle. And your camp host Karen, she's a top chick. Your pets are going to love it, and your kids will certainly love it. So we're heading off to Lake Kajelico now. We'll take you with us for a ride as we do a tour of the Central West before we head back to the bright lights of Sydney to pick up the cheese and kisses of Mrs., the love of the wife, my darling Alison. And we'll head off down to Victoria. So you look after yourself, have fun whatever you're doing, and remember, if you're not travelling, why not? Catch you later, Australia.